And here locally, Boone County leaders say social distancing and the stay-at-home orders seem to be working to slow the amount of infections within the county. Now, joining us live tonight is Boone County Commissioner Fred Parry. And Commissioner Parry, thanks for joining us. And one of the big things that you, along with other county leaders, really stress that residents need to continue to adhere to those restrictions that are set in place right now.
Absolutely. The reason why we only have one new case in the last 24 hours and only a couple of new cases in the last 4 days is because people, for the most part, have been following these orders regarding social distancing and avoiding large groups.
And I think, another thing that obviously we were just talking about is the governor issuing all public schools in the state to go ahead and close down, including some of those charter schools. What's your thought on that? Do you think that's a right move?
Yeah, it was surprising to see the governor move so quickly on that, but I think that is the right move. I think that until we are clear, which is probably going to be late May, early June, absolutely clear, that's probably the right move to make. We are all still adjusting to all of these changes in our lives, and it is a big adjustment, it's a big sacrifice, but I think it's better to be safe than sorry. So in my opinion, the governor made the right decision.
And I think when we chatted last week, you really wanted to let our viewers know that here in Boone County, we are prepared when it comes to the local hospital response. I know some viewers have expressed some concern when it comes to some of the rural patients possibly coming in to our area. We know it's a great regional center for hospital-wise. What's your conversation with the local hospitals and possibly seeing maybe an overwhelming amount of patients possibly coming in?
Well, both hospitals, both University Hospital and Boone Hospital, are actively engaged in what they call surge planning. And so both hospitals have a plan to dramatically increase their capacity almost overnight, and they are getting ready for that. Again, we're looking at our peak here in Missouri to be somewhere around April 21st. So we still have some time, a couple of weeks, to get ready for that. But there's also a plan that's being discussed that could set up the Mizzou Arena with an additional 400 hospital beds. So even if we do have a big influx of rural patients coming from surrounding counties, I'm very confident we're going to be able to accommodate that.
One of the big things today that we were just talking about was unemployment, and there's a fear that people might not be able to pay their bills, pay rent. Do you support some sort of, suspension of rent in Boone County and across in Missouri?
Yeah, I would hope that would be more of a voluntary policy, but there are funds coming into our community through community development block grants that will give some rental assistance. And by and large, most banks and most landlords have been fairly accommodating to people that need rental assistance, and so I think we're going to be able to take care of it ourselves. But I'm not sure that a formal action is required to do that. But I think this is one of those times where you do see once again the best of humanity, and you see people making accommodations, and there are quite a few programs available to help people.
Okay, and I know a lot of leaders are saying things seem to be working right now, but you still need at least 2 more weeks probably to see, how is the stay-at-home order doing and how are the social distancing orders doing. How have those conversations been with county leaders and city leaders when it comes to the quote reopen plan, I guess, for lack of a better term?
Yeah, there's quite a bit of discussion about that. I think that we're finally getting to the point where we have the health component of this virus figured out. But we're not out of the danger zone yet by any stretch of the imagination. And I think very soon we're going to need to start addressing sort of the economic side of this crisis and what we can do to get businesses open, even with restrictions, but allowing some of these small businesses to start opening again and providing services so that the economic recovery is not as tough as it could be.
Okay, thank you so much, Commissioner Parry. And we will also have another live interview with him coming up tonight at 6 o'clock.